everyone, this is Amanda at Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome, and if not, welcome back. And today, I am bringing to you my May TBR, including 2 readathons that I'm participating in. One is a little bit more complicated, the other one is just a bingo board. But I'm going to be mixing a lot of books into these readathons. Plus, I am pulling from my Penguin deck of TBR. For those who are new to my channel and have not seen these before, this is a deck I created inspired by the Don't Break the Ice game with the little penguin in the middle. So I decided what I'm going to do is, there are cards in here with different prompts, and then we have +1s and +2s, and then we also have penguin cards. And anytime I pull a penguin card, my fiance Ray gets to pick a book for me. And it does not have to be on my shelves or any of the books I'm planning on reading. So that could throw a curveball into this game if that comes up. I'm really hoping it doesn't, because I have at least 18 books, I think. 17, 18, 19, somewhere around there, of books I already plan on reading for the month of May. And that's not including what's going to be coming on these cards. So what I'm going to try to do, the best to my ability, is try and fit in the books I plan on reading into these cards. Because that will definitely help lessen the TBR a little bit. I'm going to try and not to add extra books if at all possible. Because this is already a stacked TBR as is. I haven't even gotten into the readathons yet. These books are mostly for the readathons. But I'm hoping we don't have to add any more to that stack, because it's massive. I'm almost at 20 books in itself. So I'm going to try my best to not add any extras if at all possible. So first, what we're going to do, I already shuffled my cards, and I have 2 dice here. I'm going to roll the dice, and whatever number comes up is how many cards I'm going to be pulling from this deck. So let's start with that. Oh, this isn't too bad. So we got a 4 and a 1. So technically I only have to pull 5 cards, which is great, because I already have a ton of books I need to read, and 5 cards is just a perfect amount. And hopefully I don't have to fit in any extras. So that's great. We're going to start there. So let's start pulling our first card. Let's see what we get. Hopefully it's not a penguin card. A person's name and a title. So basically like a character name. It doesn't have to be a character. It could be any person's name. Do I have anything in my stack already that would work for that? Actually, I do. This works perfect. Because this is a Thrills and Chills book for May. And I plan on reading this anyway. So this is a reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. I love the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. And I'm so excited to read her new book. And this works perfect for a person's name in the title, because Rachel Price is the name of a person. So that works perfect. Right off the bat, we got the perfect book. How about that? Alright, so we got 4 more cards to pull. What is the next card going to be? Ooh, here we go. We got a recent purchase. Recent purchase. Do I have any books here that are a recent purchase? So I'm on a binge of buying a whole bunch of Freida McFadden books. So I recently bought this one. And that is The Locked Door by Freida McFadden. I have been wanting to read more of her books, and this is the perfect time. So I cannot wait to read this one. I'm using this for one of the readathons that I'm participating in. So we will get to that when we are done with pulling these cards. I am very excited. So that's book number 2. Now let's pull for book number 3. We have by 2 or more authors. I have pulled this card before. Do I have anything that would qualify for that? Alright, so I did find something that has 2 or more authors. This one has like 18 authors. And that is a Grimoire of Grey Fates, which is created by Hannah Elkoff and Margaret Owen. And this has multiple authors, way more than 2. It's up to like at least 18. It's done from 18 diverse perspectives, with chapters written by 18 best-selling and critically acclaimed authors. And we're following the best and brightest young sorcerers as they race to discover the truth behind Dropwort's mystifying death. Alright then. And it takes place at this academy called Galileo. So that all the students in this school are all the different perspectives are written by the different authors. So this qualifies for more than 2 authors for sure. By the way, anything extra that I throw into this game doesn't mean I'll actually get to it. Because I have a lot of books. And there's one weekend where I'm going to be away. And won't be able to read as much. So, I'm going to try my best. We'll go from there. So that's book number 3. Let's pull for book number 4. See what we could get in here. Anything good. Hopefully something easy. Male author. All the books that I want to read for the month are all by female authors. How about that? Alright, we have found something. Unfortunately, it's not in my stack that I want to read. But it's something. So we have Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I have heard excellent things about this one. I've heard a lot of people say that this is their favorite by this author. And I want to read his backlist and catch up on all his books. And I've heard this is a lot of people's favorites by Riley Sager. So I am excited to read this. However, like I said before, this is a very, very high maybe. Because I have so many books already. I don't know if I'll get to it. But we will see. I will attempt to try to get to it. So that is our 4th book. We need to pull one more card. And then I will go over all the readathons. Because we got a couple. Alright. Alright, deck. Don't let it be a penguin card, whatever you do. Let's see. What am I feeling? Come on, give me a good card. Alright. Oh no! I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I don't want to use this prompt. It's a dystopian card. And I'm really not feeling dystopian right now. And none of my books that I have are exactly dystopian. I have one that's weird, but not dystopian. And I'm really not feeling this right now. So we're going to toss this back in. A book that ends with an even number of pages. Ooh. Well, that could be a much better card. Let me look at the books I currently have. Because I might have some over here. We need an even number of pages. What about this one? Okay. Let's do this one. Just because I want to. So this is a buddy read I'm doing with Jess from Honest Fiction. She recently picked up this book and I asked her if she wanted to buddy read it. And she said sure. So we're going to be reading My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I have not read a Grady Hendrix book yet. And I know this one also has a movie on Amazon Prime that I do want to watch. I wanted to read it first before watching the movie. But I've heard people really enjoy this book. So I am excited. I'm looking forward to checking out this book. I've never read Grady Hendrix, and I've heard he's an excellent writer. I don't know if people have said this is his best, but I do really want to try it because it sounds really good. And it's campy, exorcisms, paranormal, all this stuff that I love. I mean, at least paranormal wise. I love spooky paranormal vibes. And this gives 80s vibes on this cover. So that works perfect. And has an even number of pages. There is exactly 332 pages. So that works. So those are the 5 books from my penguin cards. So from the Penguin cards, we have My Best Friend's Exorcism, Lock Every Door, The Grimoire of Grave Fates, and The Locked Door by Frida McFadden, and The Reappearance of Rachel Price. So these are all the books that have been pulled from my cards. Now let's go talk about the readathons, because we got a couple of readathons that I'm participating in. Now to get to the readathon, shall we? So, first readathon I am doing is Escape the Readathon, which is hosted by Lexi from Books with Lexi. Yeah, that's her name. And she's hosting this readathon. I know she did something similar last year with a different type of Escape the Readathon. This year is a carnival theme. And we're all different teams. There's like a few of us. There's thrill seekers, there's the snack crew, there's a film crew, and then my team is the game something. Game crew, games, something with games. I can't remember exactly. But we have a list of prompts that will help us get into the buildings for each building that we enter. And then once you get inside the building, there's going to be game prompts that we also have to fulfill in order to win tickets. And then there's going to be game makers who are trying to slow some of us down, and only one team will be able to escape in the end. And I'm hoping it's going to be the gamers, because I am on Cassidy's team and Cassie can knock it out of the park with the books. So I'm hoping with Cassie as one of our leaders, we can knock this out. We do not know the game prompts yet. However, we do know the building prompts to get into the buildings. And so I have picked books for each of these prompts. So one of which I do not yet have, that hasn't come out yet. So we're going to start with the different categories of prompts for the buildings. So for one of the buildings, the prompt is Good Fortune, which means either a most read or favorite genre. So the book I picked for that, I do not yet have in my possession, but it's coming out May 7th, and I plan on reading it for that prompt, which is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. If I can, I will somehow get a picture up in the corner, if I'm able to. If not, I will put a link in the description. But I've heard excellent things about When the Moon Hatched, and it's fantasy romance from what I understand. And fantasy romance is one of my favorite genres. So I feel like that would fit perfectly for that prompt. And it comes out May 7th, so hopefully I'll have it by then. And then for the next prompt, we have the Unfair Wheel, which means top of your TBR. And what did I list for top of my TBR? I forgot. Oh, okay. So this also involves another book club pick. So for the Sweeney Readers Romance Book Club, we are reading the Twisted series. The whole series in 1 month. Which is a lot of books, I know. But because it's going to be part of the top of my TBR, I decided to include one of the books from the Twisted series. So let me grab that. And for the prompt of top of my TBR, I am using Twisted Games by Anna Huang. And I'm very much excited to continue the series. And I know they're all kind of like standalones within the series. So they're like all interconnected. I believe they're all friends, the girls. So I am excited to continue with this series. And then the next one that we have is the Food Court prompt. And that is a popcorn book or a popcorn read of some kind, which is kind of up to your interpretation. It could be like a fast, quick read. It could be however you want to see it as, an adaptation, or whatever you feel like you want it to be. So for that reason is why I chose The Housemaid for Frida McFadden. I have read Never Lie by her and absolutely loved it. And The Housemaid is also for my Housemaid read-along. If you are interested, come join me, because I am doing a read-along with this series, because I've never read the series yet, and the third one comes out. Is it on my birthday? Yeah, I think it comes out on my birthday. The Housemaid is Watching. Comes out June 11th, which is when I turn 34. So, my plan is to read this one in May. I will try and get some sprints in on my channel so you guys can join. If you choose to, you do not have to read this on sprints if you are reading something else. But I will have a live show at the end of the month talking about the book. And I will do the same thing with The Housemaid's Secret in June. And then July will be The Housemaid is Watching. So I am very excited to read this series finally and see what all the hype is about. So this is what I'm using for the popcorn read for that prompt. What do we got next? The next one is Cutthroat Circus. And for that one, it has to be a cover that matches any Team Leader YouTube thumbnail. So, it didn't take me long to figure out what to do with this one. I was scrolling on Mel from Eleanor Reads, and I found a thumbnail that matched this book perfect. And so, for that reason, I ended up choosing the last book of the Twisted series, which is Twisted Lies, and this is a chunky book. Very, very chunky. It's bigger than the other books, I'm telling you. It's huge. I mean, look at this. Why does romance have to be this long? I don't know, but it's crazy. There's like 558 pages in a romance. Why do romances have to be so long? Dang. But I am really excited to get to this one, because I got the whole series to read. I mean, I read the first one, Twisted Lies, like I think it was last year, and really enjoyed it. So I might do a reread on it. So, yeah. So I was able to match this to Mel's thumbnail from her bookshelf organization thumbnail, where she was wearing a green shirt, which matches this green here, and then the lettering and the font matches Twisted Lies perfectly. So I figured that would definitely work for that prompt, at least. And then for the next one, we have Heads Up. I think Heads Up is the prompt for an author you have read from before. So I decided for that one to include my Thrills and Chills book for the month, which is the reappearance of Rachel Price. So not only did I fit this into my Penguin cards, I am also able to fit this into the Readathon. Because I read Holly Jackson before with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series and really enjoyed that series. So this will be another book. I read this author before, obviously, so I'm excited to read this one and see what I think of it. I'm very excited. And then the next prompt for one of the buildings is Horsing Around, which is an intimidating read. And what did I choose for that one again? I forgot. Intimidating read. Oh yeah. So I have some video plans. And for one of the videos, I decided to, because I'm planning on doing this particular video, is the only reason why I picked this book up. Not that I'm looking forward to it in any way, shape, or form, but it's for a video. So, which is why I'm picking it. And because this is definitely an intimidating read for me, it is Shark Heart by Emily Havoc. I am not a fan of literary fiction and weird books normally. Literary fiction is not normally my speed, but because I'm doing a certain video where this book is involved, I need to read this. And this is definitely intimidating for me because of the genre. So that is why I'm fitting it into that one. Uh-oh, I think my battery is dying. That's not good. Let me see how fast I can do this. And then next one we have the Bullseye Battle. And Bullseye Battle is a new to you author. So for that reason is why I picked this book, which is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. This is also part of the same video project I am doing with Sharkheart. And I am excited to read this one because I have heard mostly really good things about it. So I'm very excited for that. And then, let's see. And then the next one we've got is No Strings Attached. And No Strings Attached, the prompt for that one is A Friend Recommends. And my friend Karina, who is awesome, she sent me the whole Twisted, well, I owned the first one of the Twisted series anyways, but she sent me the rest of the series. And because of her sending me the series, I'm considering it as A Friend Recommends. So I am using, for that, Twisted Hate. I have to read this I'm reading this for the Sweeney readers anyways, so this works perfect. So I am going to be reading that for that particular prompt. And then for the last, is it the last one? Oh wait, not the last one. My bad. The next book I was going to show you guys was the Hard Hitter prompt, which is a 5-star prediction. So for that reason, I decided it'd be a great idea to do Binding 13. Don't know why I decided to do that, but I'm doing another readathon where I needed a sports romance, and this has rugby in it, and this is a chunker of a book. Let me see how much pages there actually are, because it's huge, and I mean huge, and the writing is tiny. Well, not tiny, but it's small. Let's put it that way. There is a total of 601 pages in this chunk of a romance. Now, first of all, do romances need to be that long? That's my question. Do they really need to be over 600 pages? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know anything. All I know is I'm attempting Binding 13. I think I'm going to love it because normally I don't love sports romances, and I don't really love high school romances. However, I have heard that this series is absolutely amazing and it tears your heart out in the process. And I'm a sucker for a good angsty read. So I'm attempting to do this one for the month of May. So for the weekend that I'm going to be gone, I will probably take this book with me because that will take me a while to get through. Because look at how chunky that looks just from the side. It's pretty chunky. But I'm going to attempt it. So we'll see how that one goes. And then the last prompt for the buildings for, what was it? Escape the Readathon? Yeah, Escape the Readathon. The last one was called the Funhouse prompt, which is a poll pick. So I went onto the Discord for the Readathon and put up a poll. And for a winner, I was not too surprised by. And my poll pick winner on the Discord was Wayward. Wayward was my poll pick for Funhouse. So I am excited to try this one out. All I know is that it's multi-generational. It takes place at 3 different time periods: 2019, 1619, and 1942. And it just sounds fascinating, and I'm very excited to dive into this. And this is also part of a video project that I plan on working on. So keep an eye out for that, because I am very excited to read this. And then that's all for the prompts for Escape the Readathon. There will be more prompts, because these are just the prompts to get into the building. And then there's going to be game prompts once you get in the building. And that's how you get tickets to win. And then there's going to be like game masters that will only allow one team to escape and win with like the most amount of tickets or something like that. So I'm hoping us game jesters with our team leaders, Cassidy and I forget the other girl's name. But I'm hoping with them we will win the Escape the Readathon together, and I am so excited for that. And then I won't know the game prompts until we get into the buildings. So I can't really reveal those prompts, unfortunately. At least not yet. But keep an eye out, because I'm going to be working on some vlogs for during Escape the Readathon, so keep an eye out for those. And then the other readathon that's taking place that I'm working on, my friend Sam from Sam's Bookish Faves, she's doing a birthday book bingo bash, basically, for the month of May, because her birthday's in May, so she decided to do this bingo board. And then, however many bingos you get, she will count them as wins, like, towards, like, a giveaway prize or something like that. So I decided to throw some of these books that I'm planning on reading into this bingo board. So she has 9 prompts altogether for the bingo board. And so one of the first prompts she's got is a red cover. And so for that one, where's my red cover? Oh, there it is. So I already plan on reading this. Well, the reason why I picked this one is because of the red cover. And I want to read more Frida McFadden anyways. So I chose The Locked Door for that prompt, and I'm very excited to read it. And then for continuing a series is the next prompt. And for continuing a series, I decided to go with the Twisted series, because I plan on reading that anyway for the month. So I chose Twisted Games. I might do a reread on Twisted Love. I haven't decided yet. I read it last year and loved it, but I need to continue the series anyways, and since we're reading the series this month for the Sweeney readers, I am excited to continue the series. So Twisted Games will be the next one in that series, which I have not yet read. So I am excited to continue and see where it takes me. So I'm excited. And then the next prompt was a book that was published in May. So for that one, I decided to use When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I have it coming to me this month, and because it's being traditionally published in May, as of May 7th, I decided to count that, because I'm buddy reading it as a Patreon buddy read with Just From Honest Fiction anyways. So I thought that would be a great fit for that, because it comes out traditionally published in the month of May. So I'm excited. And then for a 5-word title is the next prompt. So a 5-word title, I decided to go with None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I plan on reading this for a video project anyways. So this has 5 words in the title, and that works out perfect for that. And then next we have a sports romance, which is the prompt for the middle of the board. And for that is the reason why I picked Binding 13. Everyone and their mother loves this series, and I need to find out all the fuss and the hype and see if I agree with it. So I thought this would be great for sports romance, because there's rugby in this. So I'm all for it, and I cannot wait to dive right in. And then our next prompt starts with an S, which works out perfect because I plan on using this for a video project anyways. So I decided to go with Shark Heart by Emily Havoc. Yeah, Havoc. So I'm using this for Escape the Readathon also, and this works perfect for starting with an S. And you'll see the video project for that when that comes out. And then Animal on the Cover. I was supposed to read this in the month of April. Actually, I was supposed to read it back in March, and that didn't happen. And then I moved it into April, and then that didn't happen. So now I'm moving it into May. So for that reason is why I am picking for that Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. And I don't know if you've noticed any patterns for this video project yet, but it has a dog on the cover, right up here. So I figured that would be perfect for animal on the cover, and it fits for my video projects. And I am very excited to finally read this book. And if I don't read this in the month of May, I have to go to Book Buying Ban for June. And that would be really, 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 really hard, seeing June is my birthday month, and I do not want a Book Buying Ban. So I told myself I need to read it in the month of May. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I did not start this Book Buying Ban idea. It was actually Ray's idea. And as much as I hate the idea, he's right. I need to get to this book because I have Dress for the Summer and I want to read it, but I want to read this first. I know they're interconnected standalones. However, I want to read this first. So that's what's going to happen. And the next prompt is a book that features a kid. And I have the perfect book for this one. What did I do with it? Oh, it's here somewhere. Where'd it go? Give me just a moment. I am looking for this book. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. I'm so dumb. I left it down here. I forgot to take it out. So, for the prompt featuring a kid, I'm using my best friend's exorcism for this because I'm buddy reading this with Just for Honest Fiction, and it has kids in it. So that works out perfect. So I'm definitely filling that in with this book. And then the last but not least prompt is a book by a favorite author. And because I read this author fairly recently, I absolutely love the writing style and I want to read more from her. So for that reason, I am using The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. Also because I'm also doing a readathon on this series starting in May. So this is perfect, and I love this author, and I cannot wait to read this series and see what all the hype is about. So that will be used for the prompt of a favorite author. So I am very excited for that. And then there are two other books that I have not yet mentioned, so let me pick those out. Actually, 3 books. I'm sorry. So first I'll start with the buddy reads. So this book I am buddy reading with my friend Karina from She Dreams in Words and Nikki from Nikki's Bookish Coven. We are reading Set on You by Amy Leah. Or is it Lee? I'm not sure if it's Amy Lee or Amy Leah. But I have been wanting to check this one out because I have heard so much hype around this series, and I definitely want to check it out. I know they're all influencers in different ways in each book of the series, and I definitely want to read this and check out the hype. So I'm excited for that. And then the next buddy read, this is another buddy read I'm doing with Karina. This is Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have read one other one by her, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and really enjoyed that one. So I am excited to read about this one. I know it's kind of like an alternative type book where it's like 2 different timelines basically. So she makes one choice and she goes into this timeline, and she makes this other choice, she goes into this timeline. And that kind of thing fascinates me. So I'm very excited to see how this book goes. So I'm excited for that. And then the last book that I plan on reading that I have not yet mentioned is for a video project that I have in mind. This book has a movie coming out on a streaming platform called Peacock on May 2nd. So I decided I wanted to read this book and then watch the movie and do a vlog on it. And I have listened to the audio on this one before, but I was constantly falling asleep during that time. Because at the time, I was falling asleep to audiobooks back when I first started listening to this. And now that I'm more invested in listening, like more carefully, I decided I'm gonna try this one again. This is The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. And I am very, very, very excited about the movie coming out. So I decided I wanted to read it and then watch it and then do like a whole video vlog on it. So keep an eye out for that. I am very excited to reread this because the first time I listened to it, I was constantly falling asleep. So now that I'm going to make a much more concerted effort to actually read this from cover to cover. And it's a pretty short book. The only thing I don't like about this is that there's deckled edges. And I do not like deckled edges. They feel rough to me. Like when you feel it, it feels like sandpaper almost. And I don't really like that feeling. But I am so excited to read the book. So that's the book I'm going to read for that. And I think that is all the books that I'm supposed to be reading in the month of May. I don't think I have any others. I better not be, because otherwise I'll never finish this TBR. This is way too many books. Let me count and see how many exactly. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So technically, with When the Moon Hatched involved. Oh wait, we almost forgot. We also added some other books from my Penguin cards that I almost forgot about. So we also have Lock Every Door and the Grimoire of Grey Fates. So technically we are at 20 books for the month of May. So if we include all the ones I've already mentioned, plus my Penguin card books, we got 20 books here for the month of May. And this is going to be hectic. I mean, I've done it before. I mean, during Amazing Readathon last year, I crushed it, and I think I did around 20 or so then. So, I also have another readathon coming up next month in June, which is the Amazing Readathon yet again. The announcement is not yet out for it, but it will be this weekend. But, I don't want to get burned out with all these books. So I'm going to start out slow and steady. I'll probably focus on some romance to start with because right now I've been in the romance kind of mood. So I'm going to start off there and see how things go. And I don't know what I'm going to do about the chunky books yet. But we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll get an audio so that way I make it a little bit easier. So I'm also adding in The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer. I think it's Schaefer, however you pronounce that. This is for that video project I'm doing with some other books. And I don't know if anyone's noticed a pattern yet. But I will be reading this also in my May TBR. So with this, it should be a total of 20 books. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I am also excited for this one just as much because it sounds amazing. It sounds just like the Willy Wonka movie, but bookish. So I cannot wait to see how this one goes. So we in total have 20 books for the month of May. Hopefully I can get this done. And then hopefully I don't get burned out because that would not be fun. But I'm going to attempt to read all 20 of these. So we'll see how it goes. But this is everything we have for my May TBR. I hope you enjoyed the chaos of it all. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. And if you want to say something but you don't really want to be real chatty, leave me some real big stacked book emojis, as many as you want, because there's a lot of books. And if you want to continue watching for more content from me, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all next time.